So for New York Giants fans, today was a bit of a shock, if you want to call it that, a disappointment, or maybe just a dose of reality finally hitting home. As you all know, the New York Giants announced that they're going to bench Eli Manning this coming game in favor of backup Geno Smith, ex-Jet Geno Smith. And it's sort of bittersweet. Eli's consecutive start streak of 210, the second longest in NFL quarterback history, will come to an end. It's a sign of the times for the Giants franchise. So I'm sure nobody's happy with this move. As you could read, Eli came as a shock to him. It's hitting home for him too. The good old days are gone. Even though we'll go over his stats, he's still very productive at his age. At 36, he's still very productive. He still has some good years left in him. I think he's been pretty much injury-free most of his career. But now, of course, the big villain in town in New York is Ben McAdoo. Of course, the fans haven't been happy with him as coach, especially this year. But let's get into focus here. Okay, if you're gonna say Eli Manning shouldn't be benched because why? The Giants have had a bad luck this year with suffering injuries. No offensive line, right? So then you gotta give maybe McAdoo a little leeway here. We all know pretty much in the NFL, the coach is as good as a star quarterback. Just check New England, check Dallas, etc., etc. And McAdoo did say Monday that he did offer Manning the chance to start Sunday, keep the streak alive, and that Smith would start the second half, but Eli being a class act, I guess, he says that the streak, I guess, it's not right. I mean, listen, who knows what's going to happen? Geno Smith could start the game and be out of there by the end of the first quarter, and then Eli could, or the second half, Eli will start the second half. Who knows? But right now, it's very shocking. But it's a streak, okay? So what's the end game here? This is you got to ask yourself if you're a Giants fan. So if anybody watches my videos or is familiar with my channel, I lose some subscribers, and I don't get a lot of subscribers because I don't sugarcoat anything, and I'm gonna I have to point at the facts. Maybe call it unpopular opinion, but I call it facts. Okay, so here's the reality. The Giants have had a miserable year this year. Terrible. They stand at 2-9. That's 11 games. There's 5 games to go. So what's the end game? What's the end goal here? Are they going to make the playoffs? No way. With Eli there, are they going to win? Are they going to finish up at 5-11? Or are they going to finish up at 7-9? Does it make a difference? At this point, if you're a Giants fan, you just tank the season. You want to tank the season and get if you can get a top 5, top 8 pick in the first round next year, that's great. That being, if they have that pick, I'm not sure if they traded it, not to my knowledge. But if you're a Giants fan, you got to ask yourself, what's the end game here? Eli streak, what's going to happen? You're saying the offensive line is bad. What if he gets injured? Okay. And now the Giants did sign Geno Smith, so maybe it's just time just to give him a look, see what's going on, see if there's any life in that arm, in that quarterback. Is it because maybe that Giants fans are familiar with Geno Smith and know that so far he's been terrible. He's been a bust, or just a terrible quarterback so far in his NFL career. Would you be saying the same thing if there was a young star quarterback awaiting in the wings? Ask yourself that. So let's just take a look real quick at Eli's stats here for this year so far. He's 11 starts. You see the streaks. He's made every start since 2005 consecutively. His numbers are not that bad, considering all that's gone on. He has a 62.5 completion percentage. If he played the rest of the next 5 games, he would wind up with probably 3,200 yards. Probably figured 3,300 yards. Not his career best, but remember, he has no receivers. He has a 2-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio. Not bad. Not bad. Again, all things being with his receiving core going down, bad offensive line, and so forth. Does he still have some life in him? Sure. He's 36. Look at Tom Brady. Tom Brady's still going. But the question is, does he have years in him with the Giants or with another team? All right, so real quick, just looking at Eli's contract, he next year he's due to make $10 million. He gets a signing bonus. It's a big contract. Is he going anywhere? Probably not. I believe he has a no trade clause. When he asked to get traded, I don't know. The Giants, here you see they have a potential buyout in 2019, and he's an unrestricted free agent in 2020 when he's 39. Listen, all these no trade clauses we've seen what happened recently now with Carmelo Anthony. Listen, the no trade clause means it's up to the player. The player has the option. If he becomes really unhappy here, which I doubt, I pretty much think that Eli would want to finish his career here. If not, maybe if the Giants do want to go in another direction and just start over, maybe they talk to him. But again, as a Giants fan, you have to ask yourself, next year's 37. Will the Giants rebound next year if they get everybody back healthy? If they get a big pick in the draft, will they be healthy? Do you want to go one more year with him? I say yes. So let's go back to Geno Smith. So as you can see here, since 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017, he's only started 1 game. He's been in 4 games in the last 3 seasons. His last full season, if you want to call it, was with the Jets in 2014. He showed flashes. He showed some flashes, but they didn't translate into wins. It's potential. Then he got hurt, and then of course there was an incident in the Meadowlands at home where he cursed at a fan. The heat was getting to him, but he chose to stay in the same spot. So all this does is just give Geno just got to see if he's worth anything, if there's anything left in him. Let's look at his contract real fast. All right, so here you see the Giants only signed him to 1 year, which whatever, it's going to roughly come out to about $1 million. Over $1 million. It says here he's going to get a per game active bonus of $12.5 thousand. Incentives, well, I don't know what those incentives are. Can he fulfill those incentives? I don't know. But listen, you paid this guy over $1 million. At least let him get some reps during the season. See if he has anything. I mean, even if he does good, it doesn't mean he's going to come back with the team. You just want to see. I don't know. Listen, if you're a Giants fan, it's tough right now. This team's been, in the last 10 years, they've been very good. 2 Super Bowls. Eli, the Tom Coughlin Giants. That's over now. Tom Coughlin's not on the team anymore. He got old. You want to say he got pushed out? Whatever. You don't like McAdoo? Maybe he's not the right guy for the job, but he's made bad choices this year. But again, you got to give him an incomplete, at least. With all the injuries, with all the bad drama around the team, you got to give him an incomplete. Yes, he probably, from the whispers, he does have to win some games. The Giants do have to close out these last 5 games in decent fashion. They pulled out, they squeaked out a win last week against the Chiefs in overtime, 12-9. Now let's see if they can try and build on it. Thank you very much. I'll leave you with some Geno Smith highlights. Yeah, I guess everybody looks good when you piece together their highlights and their good moments. I'm sure if I played some of his highlights, it would be good. Listen, Geno Smith, he's got to show that he has an NFL arm. If not, he's got to be crafty. Be a general out there. Alright, listen, if you're a Giants fan, again, ask yourself, what's the end game? See what happens. See what happens. It'll probably be anticlimactic. At worst, Eli comes back in the game. At best, Geno does amazing. Like and subscribe. I'll see you later.